Authentically Me. So listen, I want to talk to you guys today about rebellion and arrogance, right? So this is what happened. I ended up in a position to where my attire at a particular church came into question, right? Ended up doing presbytery, and I had a dress that was at my knees and long sleeves. But while I was praying for a particular woman, she ended up falling like clean out, unexpected. And I went to grab her so that she wouldn't hit the ground, you know, especially because no one was behind her. And when I went to help her, my Spanx showed. The lower half of my Spanx showed. So from there, my mentor, you know, said to me in a joking way, I looked over and I see Spanx, and I'm like, oh Lord, we need a cloth for her. And I'm like, oh wow, really? So long story short, it was on my mind, and I for whatever reason, I kept casting it down. I was like, you know, at the end of the day, we are all submitted under leadership. But for this being on me, I ended up waking up for something this morning, at 4:23 to be exact. And my question was, why is this still on my mind? Why am I still thinking about those words about my attire? And so because I had decided I need to get beyond myself, I need to get beyond me. Guys, I'm going to put my sunglasses on because the sun is shining a little bit too much for me, okay? So what ends up happening is, because I couldn't find an answer, I needed to get beyond myself. And so I began to pray. Father, why is this still on my heart? Your word declares to think on things which are good, which are noble, which are of a good report. If there be anything that is praiseworthy in it, think on these things, right? And I keep finding a new meaning for what happened, but it still keeps rising up. And so he said very, very simply, rebellion. Like, who, she? No, what are you saying, Father? And so when I went to define or look up the word rebellion for something this morning, rebellion is a resistance against authority. That's all it is, plain and simple. And though there is more than one definition for the word rebellion, that was the definition that convicted me. And so now I'm doing this video, helping myself and hoping to shed a little bit of authenticity and truth, you know, so that this may help somebody else. The backstory behind this is when I first joined a church outside of the church that my parents served in at the age of 16, I had an encounter with the pastor's wife, the first lady, the elite, if you will, of the elite, for a 16-year-old anyway. And I remember she never spoke a word to me, never said, hello, how are you, sweetheart? I see you come by yourself, never, ever. And I remember coming down out of the choir stands after a service on a Sunday, and she pointed and she's like, you. And so I went over to her like a little pet puppy, right? And she says to me, don't ever wear that to church again. Now, mind you, I'm 16 years old. I'm getting on the church bus to go to church. And these are the words, the first lady ever speaks into my life. And so I remember thinking, this is all I have. Like, this is what I have. And so that was the reason why there was such resistance when this situation happened. It's not as though my mentor ever did anything to me, ever said anything about my dress, never said anything inappropriate to me. Never. She's never done that. But because there was a hurt that came in at the age of 16, that hurt was never dealt with. It was just suppressed. I suppressed it. And so now, at the age that I am, about to be 40, not too long from now, I'll be 40 next year. It's almost like Father is like, let's revisit this place so that I can get you healed. And it wasn't that something was wrong with my attire. It was never about that. It was about the thoughts and the hurt that came from a cycle a long time ago, and some call it arrested development. It's when something happens to you that changes how you think about yourself. It changes how you respond to people, how you react to individuals. And this thing, though it happened over, my goodness, I want to say 27 years ago, here I am as a mature adult being affected by an event that happened at the age of 16. So I'm here to tell you that rebellion is not going to be my portion, because the Bible declares in the Old Testament that rebellion is like the sin of witchcraft. And I refuse to be a person that claims to love Jesus and operate in such a place to where it can become sin. And all the Father is asking us is for us to look at, why do we respond the way we respond? Why do certain things hit us in the gut? Why do we resist when it comes to certain situations? And then now it brings me to the word arrogance. What is arrogance? Arrogance is when things are solely focused on an individual. And so in that moment, everything was solely focused on me. It's why I was up at 4:30 in the morning. And though it's not the arrogance where we walk around and talk about ourselves and I did this and I did that and I did this, because that's normally what we affiliate arrogance with. But arrogance can ride the coattail of rebellion, because the focus has to be on you to have an ought. The focus has to be on you to remain in the same thinking pattern. And so today I'm sitting here and driving to work, and I want to let you know that it is okay to question, why do I feel this way? It is okay to question, why am I responding the way that I'm responding? There is something, there is a root that needs to be dealt with. And today, love bugs, I am happy to tell you that I am now on my journey to being free from what happened at the age of 16. I'm on this journey now to not only admit, but to take responsibility for my heart and my thoughts, and my responsibility in playing a part in feeling some type of way towards a mentor, a woman who loves me, a woman who's taking me under her wing, a woman who is not intentionally, nor will ever intentionally try to hurt me. Being transparent isn't always easy, but it's definitely worth it.